Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive, this time into a painting that has kind of captivated a lot of people. It's called Big Al Electricage. And it's an homage to Albert Einstein, but like with really fascinating twists. Um, you imagine like a huge, colorful portrait of Einstein, but he's got this sort of electric aura around him, wild brushstrokes and these vivid oranges and yellows that just make him pop right off the canvas.
It's so vibrant.
Yeah, and then there's like text woven into the painting itself, words like energy and electricage. So today we're going to unpack all of that using a few sources. We've got an art book analysis. There's a really interesting YouTube video out there called Big Al Electricage, Fusion of Nation and Science.
I saw that one.
Yeah, and we
Right.
even have some quotes directly from the artist himself.
That's great.
Yeah, so get ready to uncover the symbolism, the techniques, and this really unique connection between this artist and Einstein.
Yeah, you know what I find really intriguing is that the artist Bob Camblin seems to be exploring like way more than just Einstein's scientific genius. There are all these little details like the hearts in Einstein's eyes that hint at something deeper going on.
Yeah, the hearts immediately caught my eye too. What kind of emotions or ideas do you think those hearts evoke for you? In the context of Einstein's life and legacy.
Well, hearts obviously symbolize love, but in this context, it could be a lot of things.
Yeah.
Think about Einstein was passionate about science, about humanity, about constantly like pushing the boundaries of knowledge. So these hearts could represent like all of those things. You know what I mean? It's like the artist is trying to show us that for Einstein, the pursuit of knowledge was driven by something way deeper than just intellect. It was fueled by love and a sense of wonder.
I like that. That actually reminds me of something that the artist said in one of his quotes. He talked about finding something in nature that completes you and then surrender.
Hmm.
That feels connected to what you're describing, doesn't it? This idea that true understanding comes from a place of love and openness.
Absolutely. And it ties into that whole Zen philosophy that the YouTube video talks about. Zen emphasizes approaching everything with what they call a beginner's mind, this sense of curiosity and willingness to let go of preconceived notions. It's about seeing the world with fresh eyes, like a child experiencing things for the first time. You can almost see that in Einstein's eyes in the painting, wouldn't you say?
Totally. There's definitely a sense of childlike wonder in his gaze. Now, the art book pointed out something else that's really interesting. There's a VV hidden in the painting. Apparently, the artist does this as sort of personal signature, like how the famous caricaturist Alf Hirschfeld used to hide his daughter's name, Nina, in his drawings.
Ah, yes. But in this case, the VV actually represents the artist's mother, Viva. It's such a clever way to weave in a personal connection into this like larger tribute to Einstein. Almost like he's acknowledging the influence of his own personal heritage within the context of Einstein's scientific legacy.
Right? It adds a whole other layer to the painting, doesn't it? So we've got this theme of legacy emerging, both personal and scientific. And that kind of seems to play into the title of the painting itself, Big Al Electricage. Can you break down that wordplay for us a little?
Well, it's this brilliant fusion of electricity and heritage, right? Electricage, like an electric cage. It suggests something really potent and transformative, capturing that sense of energy and excitement surrounding Einstein's discoveries. But it also plays on the word heritage, hinting at this legacy of knowledge that Einstein passed down to future generations.
Okay, so we've got electricity as this literal force of nature that Einstein helped us understand, but also as this metaphorical spark that ignites curiosity and drives scientific progress.
Exactly. And the way the artist visually represents that is fascinating too. Those bold, swirling brushstrokes, the vivid colors, it's all very reminiscent of a style called expressionism.
Can you explain what that means for those of us who aren't art historians? Why would the artist choose this particular style for a portrait of Einstein?
Well, expressionism was all about conveying emotions and energy, rather than like creating realistic depictions. Think of artists like Vincent van Gogh, whose paintings practically pulsate with energy and emotion. Similarly, in Big Al Electricage, the artist isn't simply trying to capture like a photographic likeness of Einstein. He's using those swirling, energetic brushstrokes to represent the inner workings of Einstein's mind, his boundless intellectual energy, the sheer force of his ideas. It's like we're seeing the world through Einstein's eyes, experiencing his unique perspective.
I love that. The YouTube video described the painting as a visual representation of intellectual fire, passion, and deep emotional resonance. And I think that's a perfect way to put it. It's not just a portrait, it's an experience.
Exactly. And to add another layer to that experience, Camlin incorporates text directly onto the canvas. We see words like energy and Big Al, almost like they're bursting out of Einstein's thoughts.
It's kind of like those word clouds you see, where the size of the word reflects its importance.
Yes. It's another way the artist is inviting us to think about the key concepts and ideas associated with Einstein. The text acts as like a visual cue, drawing our attention to specific words and prompting us to consider their deeper meaning.
It's like he's giving us clues
Yeah,
to unlock this puzzle.
exactly.
Yeah, it's interesting how the text in the painting interacts with those energetic brushstrokes. It's like the words themselves are crackling with energy.
Yeah, it creates this fascinating tension between order and chaos, wouldn't you say? You have these precise words representing these scientific concepts, yet they're interwoven with this like explosion of color and movement. It's almost like the artist is visually representing the creative process itself, that spark of inspiration that arises from a collision of like seemingly disparate ideas.
Hmm. That's interesting. It makes me think about that quote from the artist,
Hmm.
where he talks about striving to enjoy miracles on both sides of science and magic. It seems like he's suggesting that there's more to knowledge than just cold, hard facts. There's room for intuition, imagination, a sense of wonder.
I completely agree. It's like he's acknowledging that the line between science and art isn't as clear cut as we sometimes think. Both require creativity, a willingness to experiment, to explore the unknown.
And remember how we were discussing that hidden VV representing the artist's mother? I think it ties into this idea too.
Absolutely. It's like he's saying that even a scientific genius like Einstein is a product of his environment, his relationships, the people who nurtured his curiosity and shaped his worldview. He's not just this solitary figure who emerged fully formed. He's part of a larger web of connections, a lineage of knowledge passed down through generations.
Yeah, it's a good reminder that none of us exist in a vacuum. We're all influenced by the people around us, the ideas we encounter, the experiences we share.
And in a way, that's what makes art so powerful. It allows us to connect with those shared experiences, those universal emotions, those deeper truths that transcend time and culture.
So how does that relate to this painting specifically?
Yeah.
How is the artist using this portrait of Einstein to connect with us on that deeper level?
Well, I think it goes back to those hearts in Einstein's eyes. It's a reminder that even the most brilliant minds are driven by passion, by a love for their work, by a desire to make a difference in the world.
It's like the artist is showing us the human side of Einstein, the part of him that resonates with all of us.
Exactly. And that brings me back to that quote about finding something in nature that completes you and then surrender. I think the artist is suggesting that true fulfillment comes not just from intellectual pursuits, but from embracing the mystery, the beauty, the interconnectedness of it all.
And that connects back to the Zen philosophy that we talked about earlier, right?
Yeah.
This idea of letting go of our ego or preconceived notions and simply experiencing the world as it is.
Precisely. And the painting itself embodies that idea, doesn't it? Those swirling brush strokes, the vibrant colors, the way the text seems to dance across the canvas. It's like we're witnessing the energy of the universe in motion.
I love that. And the artist is inviting us to join in that dance, to embrace our own curiosity, to explore the world with a sense of wonder and awe.
It's a reminder that knowledge isn't just something we acquire. It's something we experience, something we feel. It's about connecting with the world around us on a deeper level, about seeing the beauty in the ordinary, the extraordinary in the everyday.
When I look at this painting, I can't help but think about those aha moments in my own life, those times when something suddenly clicked and I saw the world in a new way.
I think we all have those moments, those flashes of insight that change our perspective and inspire us to learn and grow.
And the painting itself seems to embody that, doesn't it? It's like a visual representation of that aha moment, that spark of inspiration, that sudden rush of understanding.
There's a term in Zen Buddhism for that, satori. It refers to a sudden awakening, a moment of enlightenment that can arise from the most unexpected places.
So it's not something you can force or control. It's more about being open to the possibility, about creating the conditions for those moments of insight to occur.
Exactly. And I think that's what the artist is trying to do with this painting. He's not giving us all the answers. He's inviting us to ask our own questions, to explore our own interpretations, to experience those aha moments for ourselves.
And it all comes back to that word electricage, doesn't it? The energy of Einstein's ideas, the spark of inspiration that ignites our own curiosity,
Right.
the interconnectedness of knowledge and experience. It's all part of this larger electrifying current that flows through us and connects us to something bigger than ourselves.
And it's not just about intellectual understanding, is it? It's about feeling that connection, about experiencing the world with all of our senses, about embracing the mystery and the wonder of it all.
There's another one of the artist's quotes that comes to mind here. He said that the artist is the only free agent.
That's such an interesting statement, isn't it? What do you think he means by that?
Well, I think he's saying that the artist has the power to break free from conventions, to challenge the status quo, to create something truly unique and original. And in doing so, the artist inspires others to do the same, to embrace their own creativity, to see the world with fresh eyes.
It's about realizing that we all have the potential to be free agents, to shape our own reality, to make our own mark on the world.
It's a powerful message, isn't it?
Huh.
And it's not just limited to artists. It applies to anyone who dares to think differently, to challenge assumptions, to explore the world with a sense of curiosity and wonder.
Exactly. And I think Big Al Electricage serves as a reminder that even in a world that can sometimes feel predictable and mundane, there's always room for magic, for mystery, for those electrifying moments of discovery that make life worth living.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, what stands out to you about Big L Electricage? What are some of the key takeaways or insights that you think our listeners should be considering?
For me, it's the way the artist manages to capture both the intellectual brilliance and the human spirit of Einstein. It's a reminder that knowledge isn't just a cold abstract pursuit, but a passionate, vibrant, and ultimately a deeply personal journey.
And that journey is something we all share, isn't it? We're all constantly learning, evolving, and exploring the world in our own unique ways. But it's through those shared experiences, those moments of connection, that we truly come alive.
Yeah, it really is. It's amazing how this one painting can spark so many different threads of thought, from the nature of genius to the interconnectedness of all things.
That's the beauty of art, isn't it?
Yeah,
It has this power to transcend boundaries,
right.
to connect us to ideas and emotions that we might not be able to articulate otherwise.
Exactly.
And Big Al Electricage does that in such a powerful way. I mean, we've been talking for a while now, and I feel like we've only just scratched the surface.
Yeah, there's always more to uncover, more to explore, more to learn. And that's what's so exciting about it.
For sure. You know, the artist Bob Camblin talks about the artist being the only free agent. Do you think that's what he's trying to convey with this painting? This idea that we all have the potential to break free from limitations and create something truly unique?
I think there's definitely an element of that. Remember how he seamlessly blends scientific concepts with artistic techniques, personal symbols, philosophical ideas? It's like he's showing us that there are no limits to what we can achieve. When we allow ourselves to think outside the box, to connect seemingly disparate ideas, to embrace our own unique perspective.
It's like he's giving us permission to be bold, to experiment, to push the boundaries of what's possible.
Exactly. And to do it with a sense of joy and playfulness. Remember those hearts in Einstein's eyes. It's a reminder that even the most groundbreaking discoveries, the most profound insights, can be infused with a sense of love and delight.
Yeah, it's not just about being right or wrong. It's about the journey, the process of discovery, the joy of exploring the unknown.
Right, and ultimately it's about sharing those discoveries with others, about contributing to the collective body of knowledge, about making the world a richer, more vibrant, more interconnected place.
That reminds me of the artist's final quote, the one about us no longer being shadows on the cave wall,
Ugh.
but rather holograms, and the more we get together, the clearer it becomes. What do you make of that?
Oh, it's such a powerful image, isn't it? It suggests that we're all interconnected, that we each hold a piece of the puzzle, and that by coming together, by sharing our perspectives and experiences, we can create a more complete and holistic understanding of the world.
It's like we're all part of this giant, ever-evolving tapestry, and each individual thread contributes to the overall beauty and complexity of the design.
And it's a reminder that even the smallest actions, the most seemingly insignificant contributions, can have a ripple effect that extends far beyond ourselves.
It's true. So as we wrap up our deep dive into Big Al Electricage, I'm curious, what's your final takeaway for our listener? What do you hope they'll carry with them as they go out and engage with the world?
Well, I hope they'll remember that knowledge is not a destination, but a journey. It's about embracing curiosity, challenging assumptions, and connecting with others who share a passion for learning and discovery. And most importantly, I hope they'll remember to approach that journey with a sense of joy, wonder, and a heart full of love for the world around them.
Beautifully said. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Big Al Electricage. We hope you've enjoyed exploring this fascinating painting with us, and that you'll continue to seek out those electrifying moments of discovery in your own life.